Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm Steve Grappe, and I'm here with my co-host,
Kelly Grappe.
And tonight we're going to be interviewing from Saline County, Teresa Dannaway. Hello, Teresa.
Hello.
We're excited to have you here. We're out at American Pie having a community meetup. We got here about a half hour early to record, and we're excited. I think we're going to have a few more candidates come out tonight. We try to do this all over the place. So you've got a meetup coming up in your part of the state. Tell us about it.
It's on September 13th at Pasta J's in Benton.
Oh, cool.
And this is round 2 in Benton with Teresa.
We had a full house last time.
Yeah, my fraternity brother, Joel, was there. Yeah. Probably, he said he was showing out. Everybody thought he was a Democrat. Like, that guy was I think he voted Trump.
I'm pretty sure.
2016 at least. But he has reason. And there's a lot of misinformation out there, and people are pulled one way or another, sometimes for the wrong reasons, on our side and their side.
And I think that over the last few years, especially as of late, people are starting to see, oh, maybe things aren't what I thought they were. And it's okay to say that. It's okay to say, maybe I don't want to go that way. I want to go a different way.
Yep. So tonight, we're here to introduce you to Teresa. This is our candidate profile. And we want to know a little bit about you and where you come from, and just give us a little background about yourself, Teresa. What do you do, where you come from, where you live, all that good stuff.
I was born and raised here in Arkansas, been here my whole life, and my mom was a teacher, and my dad was an accountant, and he was actually the deputy state legislative auditor, so he protected our state taxes. And they instilled in us, me and my siblings, integrity, honesty, fairness, and to go help others. And I met my husband in college at UALR, and I graduated in 1999 and married in 2000. And we had our son in 2009. He was diagnosed with autism like 2.5 years later. They just sent us home with nothing, no resources or anything. And so luckily we found somebody through a family friend to help us to get started. And I was like, this cannot happen. So I started a support group, and we have over 500 members now.
It's incredible.
And so we post resources, we meet, and it's been great community there. And then I've been advocating in the autism community for over 12 years now, and built up a really good network with that. Even when my son passed away in 2018, I'm still advocating in the community. I started a nonprofit in his memory to help other autistic kids, and I'm continuing doing that. We start to have a conference coming up next
It's exciting. And I'll say, Teresa, the work that you do is just incredible, and the resources that you provide. And the thing that I have learned about you, we've been working together through this education campaign and through the different ballot initiatives. And one of the things that I see about you is what you talked about is integrity and just showing up and advocating. It literally, anytime that we have something and we say, hey, Teresa, can you come? You're always there. And I know that's what you're going to do for your constituents. Yep. I'll vouch for that. I've seen it in action.
Yeah, and I've seen you work. We've worked together on different campaigns for public education. So what inspired you to run for House in particular?
The LEARNS Act. I was in this program called Disability Rights, the Partners in Policymaking program, 2 years ago. And we got to learn about legislation and about the whole disability movement. And that's about what time the LEARNS Act came out. And I was just fired up about it because it's going to destroy public education.
And special education isn't mentioned once.
No, special education, it has not been funded in forever. And so I think we need to keep the public tax dollars with public schools and increase special education funding and more resources too.
Absolutely. I appreciate all the work that you've done to advance education for the state of Arkansas. Obviously, education is a top issue. Autism awareness is a top issue. If you're elected with what's going on in Arkansas right now, what are, say, your top 3 issues? What do you want to accomplish when you get into the House?
Gun safety, restore women's rights, and funding for education.
Those are 3 big ones. And I'll say, working side by side with you around really all of those issues, but particularly women's rights, is critical. And I know that we have a lot of women, particularly in Saline County, who this is a very important issue for. So I appreciate you stepping up and stepping out to really stand up for them.
let's take gun safety. That is something that gets confused. You're not advocating to do away with guns.
No.
You said gun safety.
Gun safety.
So give me a little bit more meat and potatoes about what you think we should do for gun safety in Arkansas.
Universal background checks. I want to make sure that the guns are safe because I've seen so many stories of kids getting a hold of the guns and killing their siblings.
How does that help us? How does that help with gun safety?
So we do a universal background check to check for any red flags like domestic violence or felony, and then we would flag that and they wouldn't be able to get a gun.
That sounds fair. I think that's a kind of sensible.
It's common sense gun safety, I think, is what Teresa is all about.
Yeah.
In Arkansas, we hunt, right?
Right,
And
yeah.
sometimes people are like, oh, if we're going to do any kind of gun law, then that means you're going to take my guns away. And I don't
No.
think that's what you're saying.
No, that's good. I don't know how close your district is to the Sheridan School District, but I know we had in the school that we had some gun violence there.
Yeah.
And you're getting down real close to Fordyce where we just recently had gun violence. So you're in that same part of the state. It's important for your community, and I appreciate that. Besides these things, tell us a little bit about your values and what guides how you're going to decide how you vote in the legislature.
In fairness, I think everybody should have access to be able to succeed in Arkansas. Equality, and I'm a hard worker, and I will listen to my constituents. I know a lot of the state reps, they don't respond to emails or calls, and I plan to do that.
Your seat is an open seat,
Yes,
correct?
it's an open seat.
So you're not running against an incumbent,
Yep, we're both new to it.
and he seems like a nice guy. I've met him at the Capitol, and so y'all are out just running an amicable race and getting to the community.
We're
And
cordial to each other.
That's important right now.
Yes, yeah.
So, Teresa, you've been to so many of these meetups that we've had. And so I'm just curious about your thoughts on this process and what your mission is when you come to these and how you see this whole process on where we are right now politically.
I think these meetups are great because you can get to know everybody and learn more about some issues that they may be having that we hadn't thought of or know about. And I think that's great. And I try to attend all of them just because you never know what you're going to learn.
Right. And it's been so fun to see the connections. I think that we came to one and just randomly your neighbor from a long time ago showed
Yeah.
up, not in your district or anything, but y'all were there together, which is so cool.
Yeah.
The same person is the stepsister of a dear friend of ours.
yeah.
So it's just a small world when these dots connect.
Kelly and I talk about this thing called the red thread and the connections that you make through people. And over time, then that person is influenced, and then that person is influenced. And, you know, it's hard to articulate just what you do in the community because you start a lot of those red threads, and you make that influence. I've watched it, and then it grows. So it's exciting to see you just plug in everywhere that you can physically plug in. Now, are you active in your political party in your county?
Yes. Yeah.
You're running as a Democrat.
Yes, yeah.
But I didn't know if you came up through the Democratic system.
My parents were Republicans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So tell us how you came to be a Democrat and where you fall in that spectrum.
When I went to college, it opened my mind more because when I was growing up, it was sheltered. And so when I went to college, it opened my mind up more. And I was like, hey, that's not fair.
And where did you go to college again?
UALR.
Oh, right here in Little Rock.
Yeah.
Great school. And, excuse me, what did you study?
Criminal justice.
Wow.
Oh, that will open up the mind of somebody that comes from a conservative family. You see a lot of things going on where they're actually, the police departments are being attacked from the far right. So you have that background. Why didn't you go into the criminal justice system?
Well, I wanted to be an FBI profiler because my minor was in psychology. But I met my husband, and going into FBI profiler, I'd have to go to Quantico and study, and then who knows where I'd go after that. And he wanted to go be an engineer. He wanted to go to Tennessee, but he stayed here too. So we both stayed here and went different routes.
Now here you are.
I was working at ULR, the Records Registration Office, while I was going to school, and stayed on afterwards. And that really helped me become more organized and problem solving, because I was working with transfer credit, articulation, and it was, you had a lot of problem solving and scheduling as well. When they used to print the schedule out on the newspaper type, yeah, I did that.
All those are good skills when you get elected.
Yeah.
So when you're not doing politics and when you're not advocating for autism and you're not advocating for public education and you're not working for your community, what do you like to do for fun?
I watch a lot of true crime shows.
Of course you do.
My husband tends to worry a little bit about that, jokingly, but
We could always run you for coroner.
Go on walks with my dog, hang out with friends and family.
Family time.
Yeah.
You are the epitome of the good old-fashioned American family, and you shifted your priorities based on what your family wanted. You built your life around taking care of your son and advocating for his rights and working for your community.
And still continuing to do that.
And there is so much honor in that. A lot of people look back and go, oh, I didn't do this, but it's what you did do. And life threw you some things, and I can appreciate that. Before we finish this up, Teresa, tell us how people can help you out. I know all candidates need money.
Yeah.
And tell us how we can donate. Tell us about how they can find out more information about you. How can people volunteer, all that good stuff. Give us all the rundown.
So my website is teresaforsaline.com, and that's FOR, not number 4. It's 4.
And it's
People do that.
TERESA.
Yes, yeah.
No H.
No H. And there's a link on there to donate. There's a link on there to sign up to help. And then there's more information about me on there. And I'm on Facebook and Instagram, too.
And y'all, I want to say something. If you're in another county way far away and you're thinking, oh, I like Teresa, this is a candidate right now that's writing postcards for other districts. She gets people together to write postcards for Kamala. Y'all, write some postcards and send them into her district. Help us touch the people in her district. Give her $5. Find a way that you can help her. We need more
Teresa's.
Heroes, everyday heroes elected to the House. And thank you for being with us. Anything you'd like to add, Kelly?
I'll just say thank you for stepping up, Teresa. We appreciate all you do, not just running for office, but just being there and being our good friends. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Y'all, this has been Community Conversations, and it was a beautiful profile with Teresa Dannaway. She's running for House in Saline County. Y'all, go out there, find some way to help. Step up. Write a postcard, knock on a door, make a phone call, send a text. Join us on a meetup somewhere. We're going to come to a community near you.
September 13th with Teresa,
Yes.
Saline County.
At
Pasta
Pasta
J's.
J's in Benton.
Pasta J's in Benton. Y'all, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.